And welcome to Rose-Hulman for this afternoon's ball game. A little bit of rain delay due to what's going on. We just get underway. You just saw the first pitch, and with that, it's a ball on the inside. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King. Walt Gordon is alongside of me this afternoon, high and inside again for ball two. And Walt, as we're looking at this one right now, again, just starting, and we're just underway. Batter for Transylvania is Trent Paul. Takes the first one in there for a strike. It's 2-1 count. He bats .273 on the season. On base percentage of .403. Foul ball and evens a count at 2-2.
A little different than the weather we had yesterday. What a difference a day makes, right?
Sure does.
24 little hours, they say.
Big one on the outside. Here comes that payoff pitch on the inside. Strikeout, gets his first one of the ball game, does Rose-Hulman. And with that one, let's set the outfield for you. It's Blake Deckard in left, Andy Krajewski in center, and Colton Brown in right. Serdinak at third, Rogers at short, Colin Rodak at second, Connor O'Connell at first base, and he takes the second pitch high. It does Brent Dreyer, the second batter for Transylvania. Dalton Busbloom is behind the plate, and your pitcher for this first ball game is, or for the ball game today, I'm used to doing double headers, is Alec Lewandowski. Lewandowski with a 5.96 earned run average. He takes the second pitch again high. Makes it 3-0 on the count. Again, Lewandowski recorded that first strikeout. That makes 14 on the season for him. Puts that one down the middle. 3-1 now is the count. Second batter in the ball game. Bryce Dreyer, sophomore, bats .256. Foul ball, and that'll raise that one up. It'll be a full count now for Dreyer. Rose-Hulman and Transylvania have split the two ball games they played. This is the rubber match, and this one will determine a lot when it comes to conference standings. Pops that one foul and out of play. And Walt, you're right. The weather is completely different than what it was yesterday.
Absolutely. Here we go.
And there's another strikeout. So two strikeouts, both of them caught looking. Nice pitches both times by Lewandowski, and 2 outs in the inning here, and we're in the top of the first.
Yeah, the first couple of batters, I don't know, maybe just a little wake-up juice. You know?
Somebody's not awake, but I'll tell you what, Lewandowski put that third pitch, the pitch he really did is a payoff pitch. He's really done a nice job with both of them here. A little bit outside for ball one. Batter is Calvin Schubert. Schubert hails from Louisville. Went to high school at St. X. 2 balls into the count on Schubert. Lewandowski puts that one in there. It's a fly ball deep into center field. Or excuse me, short. Boy, it just popped right up there. And Cortland Rodak picks that one up. And that's the end of the first inning. 3 up, 3 down for Rose-Hulman. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. There's no score. And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Again, bottom of the first inning now. Rose-Hulman will bring up Cade Klein, Peter Rogers, and Colyard Rodak. And that will be the batting order here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. And again, both these teams have split the two ball games they had yesterday. Both of them were close, right towards I guess the first ball game. Transylvania extended that lead in the 8th and 9th inning.
They did. And,
But
it's interesting when, you look at the way that contest went. One thing that I would love to get an answer to, I didn't get a chance to ask this pregame, how Transy survived 5 errors in that first game to come away with that win. And boy, that's one, your opponent commits 5 errors. You're thinking, boy, we probably scored 15 runs. So they were able to get away with that. The shortstop committed 4 of those errors, on throwing errors. They still able to escape with that win. But Rose-Hulman turned the table in game 2 in the later innings, scoring the majority of their runs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the rubber match today.
Cade Klein steps in against Luke Patton. Patton, the pitcher for Transylvania. Ground ball to the shortstop.
Oh, wow.
And Becker doesn't get that one in there, and they're going to get a runner on first base.
I didn't like that from the jump. And when you look at Becker in that situation, the ball will find you. I talked about his 4 errors yesterday. It's interesting when the ball is hit to a shortstop like that. It's low, not high bounces. I thought he might come up on that a little bit because you have a speedy runner, but decided to backhand it.
Yeah.
Was not in position. And so when I saw that, I said, oh, he's not going to get it.
Official score gave him a hit on that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Peter Rogers up for Rose-Hulman. Rogers batting .323 on this season with a pitch to first, or a throw to first base, and runner back in pretty easily on that one.
Most leadoff hitters are going to have some speed. If you're in the shortstop hole, you don't maybe backhanding the ball that's hit right to you.
Klein with a decent lead. Pitches outside for a ball. Yeah, yesterday we looked at the fans, if you'd see fans here yesterday, sunburn possibilities, all those kinds of things. Today it is winterized.
Yes, sunscreen not needed.
Nice pitch on the inside corner for a strike, and evens the count at 1-1.
Looking at the defensive lineman for Transy in the outfield, left to right, Zach Forner, Calvin Schubert, Trent Paul. I'll give you the infield in a moment. Third base, Austin Taylor. Shortstop, Brandon Becker. Henry Mitchell at second. Houston Manning, first base, battery. The catcher, Bruce Dreyer, and Luke Patton on the mound. So Transy's pitching staff has just been, leading the conference. Their starting pitching has been lights out all season.
Nice curveball over the outside corner. I guess it's a slider in this case, but picks up a strike for strike 2. 1-2 now the count. Puts that one in. Ground ball up the middle to the shortstop. He'll flip over to second. They'll try to turn it, and it doesn't get done. They'll get the lead runner, and they'll still have a runner at first base as Rogers hustles down the line, and he'll remain at first base. So still runner at first, 1 out, bottom of the first inning, and up comes Colyard Rodak.
And I don't want to sound like I'm pouring on Becker. Would have liked to see him take another step or 2 in to, try to get that double play. Just too much speed going out the base pass to stay back that far.
Colyard Rodak with a .299 batting average on the season. Left-hander, ball's escaped. It's back towards the back, and they're going to get I think it hit the ground before it got to the catcher, so you have a wild pitch on that one, and runner advances to second base. Now you have a runner in scoring position for Rose-Hulman here in the bottom of the first inning. And Rogers with enough speed, he should be able to do something here.
Oh,
they're going
to
they say hit him, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So not a wild pitch. It's a hit batsman, and the plate umpire could not determine that one, so he had to ask for and got the appeal out to the base umpire, and he said, yes, it did hit him. We're going to put him on first base. So runners at first and second with 1 out, and up comes the payoff with Kajecki. Runner on the move. He's going. Say slid underneath it.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh,
Boy, Transylvania is going to ask for an appeal here. I guarantee this. As the catcher,
'cause it,
Bryce Dreyer, is talking to a home plate umpire right now. He's got his mask up. He's looking around for a little help. Boy, I'm surprised
because it
coach is
was
not coming out for an appeal here.
the throw was there early enough.
Yeah,
It looked like
yeah,
they had him dead to rights. The catcher did a nice job. First of all, the ball was in the ground.
yes,
He scooped up very quickly and
yes.
threw it, and it was a strike. He stuck it
Mm-hmm.
right in there. So now runners at second and third, one out. Pitch is outside.
The way the ball, was collected by Dreyer on the hop, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to have no chance, but he threw a BB
It was a really nice
and,
play
and
by the
beat the
catcher.
runner. But what a great slide by Rogers.
They're going to say Taylor just missed him, and sometimes that happens, but that looked like they potentially had him dead to rights. Curveball in the inside corner got the strike. There's one strike into the counter. They're going to say two. Let's see.
So an opportunity here for Rose with two runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. You got 1 out, so you have an opportunity here with Krajewski to do some damage to get on the scoreboard.
2 balls, 1 strike into the count as the first that was recorded off of the throw to third was a ball. A little bit low on that one. It'll be 3-1 into the count. 2 runners on base for Rose-Hulman, 1 out, bottom of the first.
Becker and Mitchum in that short and second doing a great job playing with Koyard Rodak, trying to get him to go back to the bag.
Rodak almost took a dive back in there earlier.
Got
the
him.
nice strike over the outside corner. That's a great pitch with a 3-1 count.
Well, if you can live on that outside corner, we've been talking about that yesterday, the doubleheader, Mount St. Joe's Rose softball. Some of those pitchers living on the outside. If you can command that outside corner, you're going to be helped by that.
Oh, through that one, it's a wild pitch, and in comes a run. So 1 run scores, and that's ball 4. And hustling down to first base is Andy Krajewski. Dalton Busboom is going to be the next batter. Runners at first and third with 1 out. So Rose-Hulman has scored here in the bottom of the first. Catcher's going to go out and make his signals as to what they're going to do if we have an attempted steal, and he'll settle back in place. Again, Busboom up to bat here. Batting .223 on this season. He has a .368 on-base average, though, so he seems to get it done. We'll see if he can get it done here. First and third, 1 out, and a pitch way outside by Patton.
It's going to draw a conversation here as Patton looks like threw a little bit too hard. So we'll see if we get a little conversation here with his head coach, Zach Getzy, in the 7th year of Pennsylvania.
Well, Transylvania right now with a 6-3 record now in the HCAC with the split yesterday. Rose-Hulman comes in at 8-2. And for Rose-Hulman, they desperately need to get this one to make sure that they win the series with Transylvania here this season.
Of course, Rose, a game behind Franklin. Franklin leading the conference at 9-1. Then you got Bluffton right behind Rose at 8-3, a half game back. And Transy 7-3. So it's a bunch toward the top, as it normally is. It seemed like yesterday we talked about Old Blue not being in a situation. Hey, coaches out there long enough. Okay, we're going to move. We're going to move. This is what I was asking for yesterday. It's not too much, is it? I don't ask for much, Herb, believe it or not. Just, hey, if you're going to be out there behind home plate, let's control the game. That's all I was asking for.
He got things rolling on that one.
He did.
Again,
it's cold out here, man.
As you noticed, on that throw to third, there wasn't a giant appeal either.
No, there was not.
And so that tells you something as to what's going on.
Right.
1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runners at first and third. Puts that one over the outside corner, but just a hair outside, and they're going to say potentially low. So he didn't like that pitch. 2 balls into the strike, and with no strikes, again, runners at first and third. Busboom takes that one. You got strike 1. Dalton Busboom, 6'1" junior from Ludlow, Illinois.
Of course, I mentioned umpires calling them Old Blue. They're in their Sunday blacks today.
Got
Wow.
a strike. It's a high one, but he
Yeah, it
got one
was.
in there. And
Yeah.
again, that's changed throughout the years. They're giving that pitch right under the numbers or right at the bottom of the numbers. They're giving that one now. 2-2 is the count. One out. Trying to hold that runner on first base. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Potential double play. He doesn't get it there quick, and they're going to be a run score as safe at first base. So even though he hit one right back to the pitcher with a potential double play, they didn't get it turned. Only got the lead runner, and Rose-Hulman sticks another run on the board. There's 2 runs now on the board for Rose-Hulman here in the bottom of the first.
That was going to be another really hard one to turn. Coming right back to the pitcher, but Rose-Hulman, you get a couple of runners on, you get them around, and get on the board.
Well, when Pat delivered the ball, it was behind the shortstop moving towards. He wasn't able to lead. He didn't throw it, as you talk about, to the base.
Yeah.
He threw it to the man, and that's a lead.
Right.
When you do that, it's going to go behind him. So the shortstop had to literally stretch to catch the ball. Almost threw it into the outfield.
It was a good catch.
Great
It was
catch.
a really good catch by Becker to keep that ball and record the out. So that could have been a really tough situation for Transylvania.
Could have been disastrous.
That's
They may have gotten out of there without any outs in this one. Instead, there's 2 outs, runner at first. 2 balls, no strikes into the count.
I really like that from Patton. You're looking at a 2-0 count. You're thinking traditional is going to be a fastball right down the middle. And he comes off speed going to the outer third. So just mixing up his pitches, I like that.
He's been continually trying to paint that outside corner and get the strike call.
Oh, boy. Where was that?
Probably low is what I'm going to say it was.
Man. That looked pretty good.
3-1 is the count. Two outs in the inning. Here's the pitch over the inside corner for a strike. So Mark Serdinek, the batter. Full count, 2 outs, runner will be going. They're not holding him on either.
See if we can extend this inning here.
He's gone. Foul ball.
Yeah, I think he was a little fooled on that one. Look, he was. You look at his body posture when he was starting to make a swing. That we got a pitch he wasn't really expecting.
But a nice job protecting the plate. Yeah. Sardinak again. Popped, and it'll be out of play. Again, with 2 strikes in the count, well, actually, we have a full count and 2 outs in the inning.
You were right. We had 2 strikes in the count.
I know.
You're right.
Mark Serdinek, the 6'2 freshman from Sagamore Hills. Swing and a miss, and he'll set her down, but damage is done here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0. Rose-Hulman with the lead. We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game. Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Ryan Luce State Farm Insurance, Mossy Oak, Serve Pro, York Automotive. They're all the sponsors for this afternoon's ball game. And the transportation specialist we use here at Indiana Sports Network is York Automotive. And they have 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. And I know these 2 teams yesterday had 2 really good ball games. Again, Rose-Hulman on the losing end of the first game came back to pick up the win. And very important ball games for Rose-Hulman and Transylvania. And because they split that lead for either one, and none of them are going to be dropped down out of contention for tournament play. But Rose-Hulman needs to maintain that win. If they can pick up this win, they'll raise their record to a point where they're in second place in the conference if they can get this win. If not, they'll draw a tie with Bluffton. And, of course, you want to see somebody do pretty well. Rose-Hulman has played very well this year, just consistently playing, especially when they got into conference play.
And that's what you would, hope to see. When you get to conference play, you're playing your best ball. You look at, I mentioned Franklin in first place. They already got 20 wins on the season, so really stepped out there.
Henry Mitchum parks one deep into center field and picked up by Krajewski. And Andy has picked up another fly ball, one out into the inning with one pitch. And, right now, Rose-Hulman's Alec Lewandowski, the pitcher, is going, hey, I like those. One pitch,
Absolutely.
one out.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Taylor up to bat. He'll pop one up and out of play.
You almost got your wish there.
So Transylvania not waiting. They waited in the first inning. And there was a conversation saying, hey, if you see it, hit it early on. Taylor stepped up, so did Mitchum, and they swung the bat pretty quickly. But 2 strikes into the count now as that pitch goes over the inside corner for a strike. And Alec Lewandowski is putting it in there. Good slider off the edge, wasn't in the strike zone. 1-2 now the count. And fouled off as he's protecting the outside corner of the plate, does Austin Taylor.
After this 3-game series, after today, the Engineers play Greenville non-conference game, but then they have a pivotal series with Franklin coming up this upcoming weekend at Franklin. So we talked about Franklin off to a great start. You're looking at your schedule. Franklin's right around the corner, so that would be a really monster series, especially if Rose can hold on and win this game today.
Just off the edge, evens the count at 2-2. We're in the top of the second inning, 1 out. Rose-Hulman leads 2-0 if you just joined us. Fly ball again towards center field. This case, it's going to go over, and Brown is going to make the play. Colton Brown camps underneath that one. The right fielder makes that easy play. As you'd say, a can of corn on that one as he was camped all the way underneath it. It was way high in the air. And that'll bring up the 6th batter in the order for Transylvania in Zach Forner. Forner playing left field in this afternoon's ball game. Really nice pitch in off the outside corner for Lewandowski.
Yeah, and Forner tips yeah, that was nice.
That was a really nice slider, got it off the edge. Boom. Gets another one over the inside. He's changed his pitches up. Good timing on him right now. He's feeling good, even though it's a very cold afternoon.
Whoa.
And after we say that, I'm not going to have to say anything good about pitching anymore because he made him skip a rope on that one. 1-2 now the count.
Forner did a good job getting out of the way of that. And don't want to take one in the ankle area there, just on a cold day like today.
And a swing and a miss. Held's 3rd strike. And 3 strikeouts now for Lewandowski. And we'll move to the bottom of the second inning where Rose-Hulman will be up. And we'll see what's going on. And welcome back as we had a little bit of technical difficulties, rebooted, and we're started up again and see what happens on this one. Rose-Hulman with a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the second inning, and up to bat. First baseman Connor O'Connell will be up to bat for Rose-Hulman. And if you're looking in the order, it'll be O'Connell, Brown, and Deckard. 2 runs scored in the bottom of the first inning for Rose-Hulman. O'Connell takes that one outside for ball 1. O'Connell from Fort Myers, Florida. Nice curveball, got that one to break over the edge, and for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now as the pitcher for Transylvania, Luke Patton, tries to settle in. Had a tough time in the first inning, swing and a miss for O'Connell.
Yeah, just couldn't quite, from a team standpoint, not the most solid innings to start off.
1 and 2. Holds up on that one, evens the count at 2 and 2.
The Engineers scored 2 runs, only got 1 hit, and those are the frustrating ones. If it's not a home run, if it's just a single and you give up 2 runs off of 1 hit, you know something wasn't quite right.
Ground ball. It looks like it could get past. It does get past that second baseman as Mitchum dives for it, can't get the ball. And Rose-Hulman has another base hit to lead off the inning.
Well, you could tell that was really placed because Henry Mitchum couldn't get to it, and that ball, it bounced how many times before it got to the infield? 4?
Yeah,
before
3 or
it got
4.
to the infield, and he still couldn't get there because of how well that ball was placed. Sometimes you're just lucky. That should not have been a hit, but because of where the ball was, you just place it in the right spot. Your opposition can't get to it.
Colton Brown, now the right fielder for Rose-Hulman, steps in on this one. Curveball, and he gets that one to break.
And when I say it should not have been a hit, I mean should not have been hit based on that kind of contact. So many times that goes close enough to somebody where he's going to get an easy out.
9th ball game that Colton Brown has started this season, so he's one of those guys that's battling for that position. Has a runner at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Another slider in there. That one didn't break quite as hard, but it was nice.
It was effective nonetheless.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And you can see if Patton is on, he could have some really nasty stuff. Pretty good ERAs, 3.3 earned run average, a 2-1 record on the season for him as he throws that curveball way outside and evens the count at 2 and 2. Opponents average only hitting .207 against Patton. I mean, he's a solid pitcher. Fastball outside, misses and puts the count at full, 3 and 2.
When you look at their starting pitching staff, their starters' ERA is mid 3s. So they're, as a staff, their starters are right there. They're just solid. A lead in the conference in ERA.
O'Connell with that lead at first base. Throws it in there and fouls it off. Brown taking that healthy cut even with 2 strikes. Patton steadies himself with a full count. Here comes curveball in there, and good piece of hitting to get his bat on that one.
Yeah, he had him bailing a little bit, just like he did on that second strike. You see him kind of lean back a little bit. You got him, and just sometimes you stick the bat out and get enough of it.
Patton working out of the stretch. He'll put one out there on the outside, and he draws a walk, does Brown, and Brown will trot down to first base. Now runners at first and second, nobody out. And Braden Becker, the sophomore, will step in. Excuse me, Blake Deckard. I looked at the wrong list again. That's number 2. Blake Deckard will step up, the left fielder, batting .228. 2 runners on. They're not holding the runner at first. They're running up. He squares the bunt. Everybody's in the move. Takes that one, pulls back for ball 1.
We'll see if Decker truly bunts. And you look at Houston Manning at first base when Decker squared around. He committed, came all the way in. So let's see if it's a little cat and mouse or if he really bunts.
Gets the first one in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 on the count. And I'll bet you look at Deckard, and he probably will try to bunt this one.
Yeah, I would imagine. Like to see him try to bunt that down to third base.
Try to keep out of the double play ball.
Mm-hmm.
They
Nice
go
move.
back. That's a pretty good
Very
move,
nice.
but he's in.
Very nice. And if you look at what Patton would do, I would expect that he try to stay outside, and don't give Deckard something he can bunt down the third baseline and stay outside corner. What I would expect he would do.
Squares up to bunt, throws it at him, and gets the strike call.
Surprised me. Hey, he's commanded that inside corner with that off-speed pitch. He's hit that spot several times. I wasn't expecting that.
Now you're going to decide, are you going to try to bunt with 2 strikes, or are you
would
just
not.
going to go ahead and swing away? 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, runners in first and second, and we're in the bottom of the second inning.
Oh, I don't like it.
He's squaring to bunt.
That's
Pops
why
it
I
up.
don't like it.
That's an out.
That's why I don't like it, because on the pitches before, he hadn't made contact with anything. He drew his bat back a couple of times. He had that curveball for strike 2. Since sometimes when you foul a couple of bunt attempts off, at least he made contact. He was squared away. You hit on that. I would have loved to see him swing away, because the chances are that was going to happen.
Well, and you're looking, Patton continually throws breaking balls. Those are a little more difficult
That's
to
difficult.
bunt.
Very difficult.
And really take a look at what's going on. So there is 1 out in the inning, runners at first and second. Klein, the leadoff hitter for Rose-Hulman, up to bat. He got on base with a ground ball inside the infield base hit. First time up. 2 hits on the board for Rose-Hulman, but 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. And a wild pitch. They got that one in the ground. Runners will advance to second and third, and now you have an interesting part of what's going on. They're going to check the baseball.
So first inning and second inning, run on second and third with 1 out. Last inning, the Engineers able to plate 2 runs. Let's see, this time, let's see what happens. I know they got, was it pass ball and a pass ball and a fielder's choice last time to plate those 2. We'll see if we can get here in a second.
Third baseman's in tight, expecting potential squeeze play. They throw that one inside.
It's interesting that third baseman in, first baseman not. If you're looking for that squeeze, I would think that both of them would be in. But
Well, you've got a potential
they're
drag
left-handed
bunt.
bat,
You got a
yeah.
lefty at the plate.
yeah, I don't think it's going to be bunting though.
Swings away on that one, evens the count at 2-2. 1 out in the inning, runners at second and third. So opportunities exist for Rose-Hulman to see if they can plate a couple more runs here in the bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss, a drop third strike. He's going to have to throw it, and they get the out. So 2 outs now in the inning, and that'll bring up number 7, Peter Rogers. And they'll see if he can knock a couple runs in.
Yeah.
That's a tough one on that drop third strike.
Right.
Fly ball into right field. It's pretty deep, but very playable. Paul stands underneath it, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Rose-Hulman does not score on this, and they pick up another hit, and they'll lead going into the top of the third, 2-0.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s,
Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
To improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
It'll be Houston Manning, Walter Monday, and Braden Becker up to bat for Transylvania here in the top of the third inning. And Lewandowski leads off with a very nice pitch over the outside corner for strike one. Walt, when you're looking at these two teams, again, they played two good ball games where it was very close. Pitching right now, Luke Patton looks pretty good here in the second inning, but Lewandowski has done a really nice job in keeping right around the plate. There's another ground ball right to the shortstop. He boots that one, just wasn't able to get it. They're not going to get a chance at him, and that will be probably a hit. It took a really weird one. What do you think?
It'll be interesting. I was getting ready to write down the error.
They did. They gave him an error.
Hops. Is this tough to know? Do I charge it? Do I hang back? You're right in between there. Ball kind of ate him up a little bit, but wait, it rolled all the way up his body. I think
so. Rose-Hulman picks up the error. Peter Rogers credited with that one, and there's a runner on base for Transylvania.
Not the way you want to start your inning. To the seventh place batters to commit that error. I like
Walter Monday at bat fouls that one off. 1-1 now in the count.
I just think on these bounces you've got to be aggressive, and sometimes when you hang back, unless you're getting high bounces, and we have not seen that yet today. Haven't seen the high choppers.
And Monday with a pretty good slugging percentage. He's at a .509 slugging percentage, so he carries a pretty good bat. 321 average. Pops it up. It's down the left field line. It's going to go foul, and nobody can get to it. Plenty of room, just no one there to the point where they could do it because he's a lefty. They were kind of shaded towards the right side of the field, and so the left fielder didn't have the space available to really track that one down.
Yeah, that's a long run, depending on this Sardenac, Rogers, or Deckard.
Two and two the count, nobody out, runner at first base. And a swing and a miss, and a strike three, so another strikeout as Alec Lewandowski has really dialed it up here. Only, if you're looking at him, he has a 1-2 record in 6 appearances. He started 5 ball games. Has 13 strikeouts and 7 base on balls. And now has 16 strikeouts as he's got 3 of them on the board. He's done a really nice job.
You know, when you look at these two teams, both of them at the bottom of the conference in batting average. So these are two teams that the odd thing about it is that they scored so many runs yesterday. I don't know if you attribute that to the warmer weather. It was a nice piece of hit in there.
He just rockets that one into left field for a base hit. Runners won't advance too far. You got runners now at first and second with 1 out. And Transylvania is trying to get something done here in the top of the third.
But to my point, both of these teams bat 273, 274. You know, when you look at their batting averages as a collective unit, that's 8th and 9th in the conference. And so you wouldn't expect what we had yesterday, this outpouring of runs. I know we had some errors, but that didn't attribute to as many as I would think. You know, you had both you had 17 runs in one game and 19 in another, something like that, 16 and 19. So it's a lot of runs scored by teams that don't score that much.
Trent Paul, the batter, takes the first one in there for ball 1. Lewandowski's going to pause on this one, puts it right in there, just a little bit high. They're not going to give him the call on that one. It's 2-0 into the count.
You know, when I'm looking at, let's see, I'm looking at the strike zone, and there have been a couple of times that I wondered.
Really nice pitch. He got that one down enough. He's going to give him the call. 2-1 now the count. 1 out. Runners at first and second.
And you look at Trent Paul, Bryce Dreyer, both of those young men, 5'10". A couple of the individuals that, as in it swings and misses there, a couple of the individuals that were getting the higher strike, 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Yeah.
So, you know, that strike zone is going to vary based on but sometimes from our perch, you think, boy, it's the same spot. Well, it's a different guy.
Lewandowski, 2-2 on the count. Here's the pitch. Oh, it just misses off the edge.
So really that was me giving the umpire credit for being consistent based on the hitter's height.
And that might be a first.
Come on. You know I never question.
Full count, 1 out. Runners at first and second. He got that one parked. Is it going to go foul? And it does. It just travels off the foul pole to the left side, or we'd have had 3 runs on the board for Transylvania. He parked that one out there, just a matter of where it landed.
That got up in a hurry, didn't it?
You could really tell he turned on it.
Now for Lewandowski, how do you respond? Do you come back in? Do you dare? Oh,
Just
he did.
misses on the inside. He
did dare. Woo, that's gutsy right there.
Nice pitch, just a tad high, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Transylvania, and they've got it going here in the top of the third. See if they can close in. A base hit could score 2.
This is Transy's first, major opportunity here.
Bryce Dreyer. Bases loaded with 1 out. He'll put it in there. And, again, Lewandowski with a nice pitch gets it by him. Dreyer, not the biggest guy, has 2 home runs on the year. 1 triple, 2 doubles, 20 hits. Curveball. They've got a chance to get something in here. They've got to get an out, and they throw it. It's an error. Second run is going to score. Third run's going to turn and hold up at third base. So the score is tied 2-2 on an infield hit, and I think it's a hit. You got an error on the throw, but I think he also had the hit by, again, Bryce Dreyer. Dreyer with a nice ground ball. It was a tough – it was been an amazing play if he got it in.
Yeah, it would have. But, yeah.
They're going to call the error. So you get a hit and an error on that one. That's amazing. Somebody told me I did something right. Normally it's my wife.
Haven't heard that in a while?
This one it's Kevin Lanky who says, yeah, you're correct. It's a hit and an error on the throw. The error on the throw allows the run to score. They're going to try to bunt, fouls it off. It'll be strike 1. Two and 2 the score. Runners at first and third with 1 out for Transylvania. They've gotten to Lewandowski.
So you've got 2 errors. You've got a walk here in this inning, and you see the outcomes, a couple of runs.
Pretty good pitch, but just off the edge. He was camped on that outside corner, and the umpire had a really good look at that one, too. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's 1 out. Runners at first and third. Comes inside with it with a strike. That's a tough one to catch, too. And catcher for Rose-Hulman in this case, Busboom, just missed the catch because that's tough because he pulls his bat back just at the last moment. You're not able to see the ball very well because he's got that bat right in your face. Bunt. It's a good one.
And he falls down.
Batter falls down.
Yeah, just slipped.
I don't think he would have been safe anyhow, but it does score the run, and now the third run is on the board for Transylvania.
I will say I would bet a lot of money that he's getting teased right about now.
You fall on those. It's like, He
just stumbled out of the batter's box and just never could regain his footing. But The important thing is he got the runner from third home, so he did his job. That's all you can ask for the coaches. Free. Oh boy,
Ground ball, base hit. It's down the side. It's going to score another run, and Transylvania is going to find themselves ahead 4-2 with the end of that one. And of those runs, only one would be earned at this point.
Yeah.
So 4 runs on the board in the top of the fourth, and only one of them is an earned run.
That just stayed fair by a slim margin. I was thinking maybe it would go in the foul part of the bag, but it did not.
Probably would have been a base hit either way, but it wouldn't have scored the run.
Well, I'm just saying, I thought it was going to be foul. I thought it might go foul.
Yeah.
What I was saying.
But at the same time, there's 6-8 inches of difference between a potential holding everything up and run scoring on this in this case. 4-2 now the score. Transylvania with the lead. Pitches over on the outside, but just a little bit low for ball one.
Sometimes when it happens, it just happens quickly. Goes 4 runs in a blink of an eye.
Austin Taylor is the batter. Ground ball up the middle. It's going to find a hole in there as well, and they're going to score another run potentially. Throw to the plate. It's close. He got him, and he's out at home. Run does not score. That's the third out of the inning. Rose-Hulman gets out. Tremendous throw and a great tag. Tag by Busboom, and the throw by the center fielder, Krajecki. And Rose-Hulman is out of the inning, but the damage is done. 4-2 is our score as 4 runs plate for Transylvania. We'll be back for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the end.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. And again, an opportunity for Transylvania in that last inning as they just took every mistake made by Rose-Hulman and runs came out of it.
And that's what you want to do if your opposition. If your opposition makes a mistake, you want to capitalize on it and make them pay for that. Rose-Hulman, the 2 errors on that inning, in that inning, and Transylvania really made him pay.
Rose-Hulman batter up is number 10, Coulter Colliard-Rodak, the second baseman for Rose-Hulman today.
We just can't say enough about that third out being recorded. Krajecki just threw a missile to home plate. And I love the way that Busboom just stood there like the ball wasn't coming and just applied that quick tag. Sometimes, you would think the catcher's going to crouch down and get ready, and you could just have his body posture just lets the runner know, here comes the throw. Not that the runner was loafing, but looking at the catcher, you have no indication. He was just standing there.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, here's the ball. He grabs it, tags. So a good play all around, center field and catcher.
Colliard-Rodak, the batter, takes the 4 pitches, and he's down to first base with the walk.
Now, the Engineers, you draw a walk to start off the inning. You have the meat of your lineup coming through right now, and this is, once again, every opportunity, every mistake. To me, a walk free pass is a mistake. An error is a mistake. You have to capitalize on these mistakes in a game like this.
Andy Krajewski up, and he's the guy who made the tremendous play in the outfield to pick up the final out of the inning. You get Rose-Hulman off the field in the top of the third. Again, if you're just joined us, Transylvania put 4 runs across in the top of the third inning. They lead 4-2. Nice breaking ball over the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
It's only fitting that Andy would be up after that throw. So many times that happens. You make a good fielding play, then your next half inning, you're coming back pretty quickly. It's like the game has energy. You transfer energy from your defense to your offense to your defense. And so, the energy that was created by his play hopefully will translate this half inning offensively.
1-1 to count on the inside and high. 2-1 now.
Maybe I should say the energy is transferred, because we should know at an engineering school that's not created or destroyed. So I should correct myself.
That's going to get you. That's a better statement than the one you had yesterday. 2-1's the count. Nobody out. Runner at first base, and Rose-Hulman trails by 2. Let's see if they can put some runs across here in the bottom of the third. Gets a strike on the inside, evens that count at 2-2.
And that inside corner, man, I'm telling you, he is commanding that inside corner. More so than the outside.
And a good piece of hitting there as he was able to just get a piece of that one.
The great swing on a great pitch. That pitch was designated to get an out. That you're supposed to roll that over for a double play, supposed to swing and miss. But great job by Andy just to get a little bit of it.
Krajewski waits on that one, and it's a ball, full count.
It's hard to tell from up here the height of the pitch, but you could tell that was one of those you're hoping to get a swing right over it. I love the way Patton is mixing up his pitches.
Runners going. Ball 4.
Back-to-back walks.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. And Rose-Hulman's had that opportunity before as well. And here comes the bottom of the third inning with Rose-Hulman looking like they could plate some runs here. And you're right. When you look at the pitching has been really decent, but both teams have found ways to score in the last in both games yesterday, and here they are again today doing the same kind of thing. Popped it up. Is it playable? It's close and just out of play.
Every inning, the Engineers have had 2 runners on with less than 2 outs. They capitalized in the first, could not in the second. Let's see what they do here in the third.
Yeah, in the second inning, Rose-Hulman had runners at second and third with 1 out and didn't get any across the plate. We'll see what happens here. Again, 1 runner in scoring position. Curveball in the dirt. Those are the tough one because he has had control problems where it's hit the dirt and scooted away and runners have advanced. That happened actually in both innings.
And Dreyer doing a great job, and I think, you look at the trust to put one in the dirt knowing that your catcher's going to block it, and that time Bryce did a great job.
1-1's the count. Gets that one in there for a strike. That's belt high.
Not sure if you're going to see anything better than that in this at bat.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, nobody out. Runners at first and second. 2 walks in the inning. A lot of pitches being thrown right now, and the more pitches they throw, the weaker it gets. Curveball, and he got him on a strikeout. So there's 1 out, still runners at first and second, and Patton got himself an out that he really desperately needed.
That's why I would have loved to see Busboom offer at that fastball. I'm like, from here on out, you're not going to. That's the best pitch you're going to see from the rest of that bat. That was the one. I know you maybe tried to shoot that thing in the right field. It's not one you could turn on, but still.
Mark Cerdanak is the batter. with one out, runners at first and second.
There
it is. There's the potential wild pitch because it hit the dirt before the catcher could get to it. So although some of those pitches that Patton has thrown have been really on the mark, every now and then he gets one that just hits before the plate and they bounce like crazy because he's doing a nice job with his breaking ball, but he's got to be able to get it mid-high so at least the catcher can catch
maybe
the ball.
Just not as consistent, and maybe the difference between pitching on Saturday and Sunday possibly. And I'm just an observation, just a guess. Obviously, I haven't seen this rotation, but that might be the difference between pitching Saturday and Sunday, or it could be just rest situations. But he's got good stuff.
1-1 the count. Sardanak waits for this one and swing and a miss for strike two. It was well off the plate.
It was, yeah.
He got fooled on that one.
But trying to be aggressive. Off speed's looming. When do you get it? Do you get it here? Is it going to be on the 1-2 or the 2-2? Which is coming though. Here
and
it is.
Another one. He gets
it's
the
coming,
second
man.
strikeout.
This dude, I'm telling you, he is nasty.
Really nice slider.
Yes.
And he throws it well. It comes hard.
And it just
dips.
dives away.
It's a really nice pitch for him.
Mm.
The tough one now is O'Connell, the batter now, Connor O'Connell. And he's going to have it where it's going to bite right in on his hands. That same pitch. He'll see it better, but it'll bite inside on him.
If he misses location, Patton will start that thing outside, though, and it'll hit that outside corner if he locates it the way I would imagine he wants to. Runners still 2 runners on. Just started the inning. Back-to-back walks. Now we have back-to-back strikeouts, and Patton trying to get out of this inning.
Runners at second and third, 2 outs, and that's the pitch that O'Connell's going to have to get to. Wasn't able to locate that one, 1-1 with the count.
You know, as coaches will tell you, it just takes one, though, right?
One good swing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
Tough one to the shortstop. That's a tough one. He gathers it up, throws, and gets the out. And Transylvania, again, out of the inning when Rose-Hulman had runners at second and third with 1 out. They've done it 2 innings in a row. We'll go to the top of the 4th. It's 4-2 Transylvania.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have, and that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Alec Lewandowski needs to really settle down here in this inning, get a couple quick outs and see what happens. And for Rose-Hulman, they need to back him up and play a little bit better defensively. They didn't do a great job this last inning as Rose-Hulman gave up 4 runs and only 1 of them earned against Lewandowski.
Yeah, that defense did him no favors.
Pitch over the outside corner just misses.
You know, neither one of these pitchers wastes much time on the mound, you know. They get it and go.
Ooh, a deep fly ball. Krajewski gets to it. Nope, he doesn't. Goes over his head and in for a stand-up double for Transylvania. So a double to lead off the inning. And all of a sudden that runner's in scoring position.
You're going to have movement in the Rose-Hulman pin here pretty soon, I think.
So Forner with a double to lead off. Manning is the next batter for Transylvania. Houston Manning, and he bats .354. Again, Manning, one of those guys who's trying to get in. He'll try to bunt. He does. Gets the bunt right in front of the plate, and it's mishandled and potentially thrown into right field, but a nice stop by Colyard Rodak, who scooped that one up. They don't get the out. Runners at first and third with no out. And an infield hit. And that ball had some crazy spin. He went down to reach to get the ball, and it scooted on him because of the spin of the ball on that bunt. It just stayed right in the ground, didn't roll anywhere, and just spun. So when he went to reach for it, it popped away from him. 4-2 is our score. Transylvania was with runners at first and third with nobody out. And we're in the top of the fourth inning. Walter Monday is the batter. Tries to turn on that one, fouls it off. Monday batting .321. And for Transylvania, I think they've kind of found some players late in the season from what it looks like just looking at the batting order. If you look at the first, 5 guys in the order, they're all starting 27, 25, 20 games. Bottom of the order, though, like Monday, he's appeared in 22 ball games, started in 14 of them. So some of these guys are getting a chance to play later in the season. It's probably changed how they approach their batting here in this ball game and this weekend.
Quite possibly.
2-2 now, the count to Monday. And he parks one deep. It's a deep one. It could get out of here, and it does. Monday with a 3-run home run. Walter Monday parks that one over the right field fence. And for Walter Monday, that's his second home run of the season. And he turned on that one in a hurry.
That one hurts. I mean, I tell you, he really got one up in the jet stream there. And having a little fun going around those bases. You know, you enjoy yourself. You get a big hit like that. And in a big game like this, you're trying to move up the standings in conference.
Braden Becker now, the shortstop, the sophomore shortstop for Transylvania is the next batter. And if you're Rose-Hulman, you just need to pitch him in there and see what happens.
Yeah, just start the inning all over. You got nobody on, no one out. You know, but when the first two reach, I'm thinking, well, this looks like a crooked number right here. Just had that feel to it.
4 runs in a previous inning, 3 runs this one. Ground ball over to Cernak, and he throws him out for out number 1 of the inning.
There's that high chopper that you need in some of these situations just to, get your feel goods back. You know, an easy routine play, not a low hopper that's kind of eats you up.
Trent Paul, the batter, leadoff hitter for Transylvania in the ballgame. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 3 runs have scored in this inning. Nice curve ball. Gets that one in there. 2 strikes into the count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Alec Lewandowski still pitching well at certain points, but boy, you look at a batter like Walter Monday, 8th in the order, turn on one and get it out of here, and it's a 3-0 or a 3-run inning and a 7-2 score we have right now here in the top of the 4th. Ground ball foul as Dreyer has that opportunity, and Dreyer had a big hit. I mean, you're talking about right now, these guys saw Lewandowski, and he's still trying to do something. Pretty deep drive by Dreyer, but Krajewski stands underneath it, picks up out number 3, and Rose-Hulman will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. They trail 7-2. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know hunting property, and our agents have the skills to close the deal. But what is it that separates us from others? We have field experience. We speak the language. We use targeted marketing. We cast a wide net, and we have local contacts. When it comes to buying or selling your hunting ground, let's just say, we're killing it.
At ServPro, we offer cleaning services, including the removal of biohazard containments. We have the specialized training and products to get your property back to business. We are here to help get your business back to normal. ServPro in the Wabash Valley, here to help.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley
with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Ryan Luce, State Farm Insurance, Mossy Oak, ServPro, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Batting order for Rose-Hulman, and here in the bottom of the 4th inning, it's Colton Brown, Blake Deckard, and Cade Klein. Brown squares, tries to get that bunt down, has a pretty good bunt, and gets it up. He's safe. Infield hit, and a really nice one that time by Colton Brown. And Brown was the guy who couldn't get the bunt down last inning.
Yeah, and that kind of drugged that bunt. And it took him, about a third of the way down to actually pass the ball. So he didn't just dead it. He really pushed that thing in a situation where they weren't expecting it, and he was able to beat that out.
Well, what they're asking is, see, when Brown runs the bases, he has to be in foul territory, and they're asking for him to be called out because he was potentially inside. They're going to talk this one over.
I agree with that.
Umpires are going to talk this one out.
I'm in agreement of that they're questioning it. I don't know about the outcome, but when that was the other thing, I was like, I'm not going to go there because maybe I didn't see it well. That where he was running, it almost looked like he was close enough to be able to kick the ball.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then you're in the wrong spot.
Well, and coach is letting him have it on that one because ultimately, when I go back and replay that one in my mind right now, that's kind of where we are on this play. And he's a competitor. He's going to make sure he knows about it. The other thing he does is allows his pitcher and the rest of his team to just kind of have that deep sigh of relief as to what's going on and pause this ball game for a minute.
So it looks like the call is not going to go his way, but he's getting the explanation that he wants and getting his chance to get some things off of his chest.
And he just tossed him.
So got a little bit too much off his chest.
He got him off his chest, but he is also going to take a little hiatus here and not be able to see the rest of the ball game. So,
wow. Up 7-2 here in the bottom of the.
And you never know, he may have said the magic word too, because a couple of those magic words can come out, and all of a sudden you're gone. So they had enough, and
it was kind of a casual toss too. That's the thing about it. It was not a vociferous. My body is erect, and I'm just gonna throw you out. Now it's like, okay, buddy, you're gone. That's enough. You're gone. It was almost a wave. It was kind of a casual. The form that the umpire used to toss. It was kind of funny.
Blake Deckard is the next batter for Rose-Hulman. Colton Brown stands at first base. Klein is on deck, and Peter Rogers is in the hole. Here we go. Ground ball to the shortstop. Rogers picks it up, and no, he doesn't pick up anything. It goes in between the wickets. And just like you're looking at something, he had some issues yesterday in that first ball game, and he's continued to have a couple of them. Runners at first and third, nobody out.
Man, boy, this is where you want to
And
have a conversation. That yes, there needs to be a conversation at this point. Say, hey, boys, let's bring them in. And I absolutely like this. Number one, I'm getting on Becker. Let's Young man, that's enough. You got to have that. You got to help us out. Number two, okay, our coaches got thrown out. Next pitch, we have an error. We got runners on first and third, nobody out. We're not going to surrender this lead. We're going to get this win. I like this conversation right here. Let's regroup. Let's refocus. Let's get back to Transylvania baseball. But I've got to see Becker come up on the ball. You wait back. You have too much time to think. When you have 4 errors yesterday, that's a second today. Too much time to think. Let's come up on the ball. Let's make an aggressive play, just like you do. Because you're not going to wait back in turn 2. You can't. So if you want to turn 2, come up on the ball, charge the ball. Let's get this thing started.
Scores 7-2. Runners at the corner for Rose-Hulman. Again, a tough pitch, and Dreyer scoops that one up. Came close to getting by him.
Yep.
Rose-Hulman scored 2 runs in the first inning and were held off the scoreboard in the second and third, and when they had runners at second and third with 1 out in both of those innings and couldn't get them across. This should be much closer ball game probably than what we're seeing right now, but it's 7-2, bottom of the 4th. Nobody out, runners at the corner. A swing and a miss by Cade Klein.
You know, this is where you need your lineup to really come through for you. If you're Rose-Hulman, you got to see bat on ball and start moving this thing around.
Klein with a pounded ball down the right field line and couldn't get it in play.
And
2 strikes now in the count. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Patton's got an opportunity here. You got runners in the corners with no outs. You're 1 strike away. You know, whatever pitch you want to try to get Klein recorded as an out. See what that's going to be.
Any pitch or any hit to the right side, any type of contact is going to give you a run.
Oh boy.
Fouled that one off, and that's going to hurt for a minute.
That hurts. He went down in a heap. Oh, that hurts. Immediately, training staff comes out to check him out, as it should, right off his knee. Oh, that one hurts right there. Wow.
That's why you see a lot of the professional players with pads, and you're like, how many pads are they able to wear? And they have a bunch of them.
Usually, it's not off the knee. It looked like he was holding his knee.
Yeah.
Usually, it's off your foot, your ankle, your shin.
I think it may have hit his foot. They're down there looking at it.
He was holding his knee when he went down, though. And I don't know if he planted wrong, twisted wrong, but you're still not going to get a foul ball off your knee. So, but that's what he was holding.
And he's still down, waiting for the pain to subside, and that's kind of what you're waiting for now, to see if you can actually tell what's going on.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy. Since 1872, we are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our...
Cade Klein gets up after this one, and he's waddling around here trying to get things kind of worked out. And it's just if it hits you funny on any bone, that ball stings and you think you've broken a bone. You really haven't. You're able to play, and he may have a nice little bruise develop there in a little while, but Cade Klein is up. He'll step back in. Now, the other part is, what kind of pitch are you going to throw him this time?
It won't be a fastball.
It'll be a curve. Something's going to break on him. That slider that Patton's been throwing has been his pitch, and that's what got him. The slider, and then when you foul it off your lefty, it's going to go down, and that's exactly what happened. Hit him in the leg and wasn't able to do it. The swing and a foul tip, held strike, and it's an out. So the first out of the inning, as Klein wasn't able to catch up with that slider off the edge for out number 1. The shortstop, number 7, Peter Rogers, is up. Bats .323 on the season. He started in 5 ball games. This will be game number 6 he started, but he's appeared in 26 ball games this year. 1 out, runners at first and third. There's another ball in the dirt and a nice block that time by Bryce Dreyer. He will have earned his keep after this one, because Dreyer is lunging and going all over the place. Still let a couple by. This run is scored for Rose-Hulman because of that. Inside strike on the fastball that time. Caught him watching that one.
Man.
Counts 1-1.
Oh, my gosh. That's one you just have to turn on. You got to let that rip.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Potential double play. They get it up and they turn it. And out of the inning is Transylvania. Again, Rose-Hulman with runners in scoring position. Couldn't get him across. And we'll go to the top of the 5th inning. Rose-Hulman trails 7-2 on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
At Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we go to great depths to list and sell your property. If your agent isn't willing to go to these depths,
6 acres with bass,
to list and sell your property, don't you think that's a little fishy?
and there's fish everywhere. Oh! And snapping turtles!
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com.
Oh, that's gross.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And up to bat for Transylvania is Calvin Schubert. So Schubert will lead it off, followed by Mitchum and Taylor. Schubert comes in batting .330 on the season. And Lewandowski misses outside for ball one. Swing and a foul ball. Evens the count at 1-1.
You know, going back to the way that last half inning ended, and of course, ball finds you, it hits the Becker, but a nice a bouncing high chopper, easy to handle, and I think that'll be good for him. You know, get you feeling good, going to the dugout, and you know you had a couple of issues, your mind's spinning, maybe game going a little fast right now, and be able to turn that double play I think was really good for Becker's psyche, if nothing else. Obviously good for Transylvania to get out of a jam, but I think that really will help Brandon Becker.
2-2 the count as Lewandowski gets that high fastball by him. Foul ball back to the screen.
Nothing worse than just being out there knowing that you're just booting the ball around. You're having a rough weekend, a lot of errors. You're not helping your team. Your mind's just racing. You're just want to do well, but sometimes it just doesn't, you know.
And did he go? Yes, he did. They're saying nope.
What are we saying?
Yes, he did go. That's a strikeout and another strikeout for Lewandowski as he got him to offer on that one. Next batter is Henry Mitchum. Mitchum playing second base today for Transylvania. Pops this one up. It's out of play.
Where'd you play?
Out by the road. I'm good. Lewandowski misses outside for that one. I don't have to worry about my car. Don't worry about my car. A tree fell on it a while back, so that's the one I brought today. I don't think the baseball is going to do any more damage. Foul ball as he grounds that one off. We've had some storms around here, folks, and every now and then things happen.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
And it wasn't a big branch, but it still did cause enough damage that I'm not really worried if a baseball would hit it.
Right. Gotcha.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. There's a nice pitch. Got him to pop it up. Somebody's going to call it, and it's the pitcher. Lewandowski takes charge for out number 2.
Yeah, I just got him lunging at that all speed. As Mitchum tried to stick his bat out, just foiled the pitch and didn't quite get enough of it to get it out of play.
Austin Taylor now the batter.
You know, Herb, I love this time of year. You know why, especially this weekend? You know why I love this weekend so much? Because the NBA playoffs started yesterday.
That's your forte.
Well,
I thought you were going to say the
lead
leadoff game for the USFL happened happened yesterday, and I watched part of it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, playoffs started yesterday. I'm excited.
For me, it's like dissecting another offense. Here we go. 2 balls into the count and puts that one in there. It's driven deep into right field, but camping underneath it is Colton Brown. He'll pick up the out, and Rose-Hulman gets them 1, 2, and 3 to end the inning. And with that, we'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 7-2 as we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Terre Haute, Indiana, and it's the bottom of the 5th inning. Rose-Hulman trails 7-2 over Transylvania, and again, these two teams split ball games yesterday. Transylvania winning game 1, and Rose-Hulman winning game 2. Colyard Rodak is up to bat for Rose-Hulman. He'll lead off the 5th inning. And after Colyard Rodak, we have Krajecki and Buzzboom. Those are the guys that'll be in the order. We'll see if Rose-Hulman can get another leadoff run on. Popped it down the line. It's going to drop in fair, and it's going to roll. He's got a chance for the double. He's going to turn the corner, and
oh my goodness,
didn't go.
What?
He didn't go. So a base hit, but with that, Rose-Hulman has another leadoff runner.
Oh, boy, I'd love to be a little more aggressive there. And
Andy Krajecki is up to bat now.
Oh, man.
Runner at first, nobody out.
I just knew he was going to be on second base, sir.
I just thought he probably would, too, because I'm thinking that was close.
In my mind, there was no probability to it. But I'm not a coach, so, I mean, I'm not second guessing. I'm just.
Curveball on the inside. The umpire's standing right over top of that one. We can't tell, but he's literally camped right there. That's where the umpire's going to be in baseball, and he has to be able to see that one. 1 strike in the count. 2 strikes as he gets that outside corner. And a big swing and a miss by Krajewski. Krajewski, the center fielder. This is his 27th game to start for Rose-Hulman. And he strikes him out. So 1 out now. Runner at first base. Dalton Busboom now steps into the plate. One out, and they're going to hold that runner back. Throws it back over one more time. Busboom, a junior. Again, if you're watching this online and you don't know, it's nice and brisk here. I'm going to say it's maybe in the 50s.
That'd be a stretch. That would be a stretch. It definitely does not feel like 50s. But
with the bugs flying around, you'd almost think it was snow. Inside, and they hit him.
Ooh, that was not good. They hit a small bone. There's no fat. There's no meat where that ball hit. Oh, boy.
And he's going to hold that one for a couple minutes as well, and we're going to see what happens on this one. Runners will be at first and second with 1 out, and hopefully he's going to be able to walk this one off and get in because Busboom has played very well as a catcher behind the plate.
Yeah, he could definitely be able to walk it off, but I'm worried about his appendage that I don't know if it's right or left.
It's his left arm. So it's going to be one that he's going to catch with, and we'll see what he's like when he comes out of this one. Right now, he's going to be able to play and stay in the ball game. And it looks like he's going to be okay on this one. He's winding it around. We'll see what's happening.
Well, here we are again in a familiar position. 2 on, less than 2 out. So 1 away here in the bottom of the
Mark.
fifth.
And it's Mark Serdenak. He'll find it out. 1 out in the inning. 2 runs scored in the first inning for Rose-Hulman, and since then they've had this opportunity in every single inning. The second, third, and fourth inning, they've had 2 runners on base with 1 out. The same thing applies in this one. He throws this one behind his head, and now runners at second and third with 1 out. And again, another wild pitch. It hasn't been easy.
No, it hasn't. And just glad that Sarnak was able to get out of the way of that thing. Also able to get his bat out of the way. You don't want to get a foul ball in a situation like that on accident. Get that bat down, get that head down. Maybe in reverse order.
And the wind blowing from third to first, pretty heavy right now. Outside, a wild pitch. It's bouncing around, but it didn't get back to the screen. And you can credit the catcher for that one because as he slid over, he got that ball to stop. Bryce Dreyer, again, with another good play. He had no chance on the wild pitch before, the one that he threw behind his head. That one, he slid over and used the correct technique to bounce that ball straight up. Otherwise, the runner would have scored. Good play by Dreyer. Missing low. Bases are loaded as the walk is drawn. And again, Serdenak draws the walk. And in comes the first baseman, number 35, Connor O'Connell. So O'Connell up, bases loaded, 1 out, and now Rose-Hulman has something going here in the bottom of the 5th.
I can't see if they have anybody, stretching or moving or throwing in their pen. Can you see their bullpen?
I can't see their bullpen from here, but I'm going to guarantee somebody's over there.
Yeah, I would think so.
In the 5th inning, you're usually going to have somebody up anyhow. Misses low and inside for ball 1. And again, now you don't have to make the hit. You just have to make a play from the plate.
Engineers just have to get into this bullpen as soon as they can.
They're up tight in the corners on third and first.
Oh,
shot. Got him 1, got him 2. Double play, and they're out of the inning.
Wow.
Potential base hit and going to score two. Instead, a line shot right back at Patton. He makes the play, turns, throws it to third for the double play, and Transylvania is out of the inning. Rose-Hulman had opportunities, and they've had them every single inning. They just haven't been able to get that timely hit, and that's how baseball is going to be played. We'll come back for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
See baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
New pitcher in the ball game for Rose-Hulman. Warren Goit, a freshman from Ottawa Hills, Ohio, in Ottawa Hills High School. Lefty will come in. That'll give him a little bit of different view for Transylvania, but you can't ask for more than to really hammer the ball when you're up at the plate and see what happens. But that one cost Rose-Hulman a double play because Transylvania was able to get the play as Patton catches the ball, doubles off the runner at third with a tremendous play. And Rose-Hulman comes up empty again. They've had runners in scoring position for all four innings from the second, third, fourth, and fifth inning, and they haven't been able to plate any runs. They find themselves trailing Transylvania 7-2 here, and we're in the top of the sixth inning. Ground ball, they'll get it to the first baseman, and Connor O'Connell easily scoops that one up and out recorded for Rose-Hulman.
Not taking anything away from Patton, I'm half joking here. But I don't know if he caught the ball or the ball just landed in his mitt. I mean, that was he just kind of wheeling. You know, sometimes you just stick your mitt out and good things happen. It's, you know, what you want to do. You know, sometimes a pitcher will tip the ball and disrupt a double play. That time he stuck his mitt out and created a double play. So just unfortunate for Rose as ball was hit right very hard.
That'll bring up Houston Manning as Forner was taken out of, or we recorded an out with Forner at bat. A nice play again by Connor O'Connell for one out in the inning. Houston Manning is up, and he'll be followed by Walter Monday, who hammered a home run the last time it up to bat. A 3-run shot in the inning. Fly ball, center field, and Krajewski makes the play. A very nice one as well. 2 outs now in the inning.
You know, when you look at the way yesterday went and Rose-Hulman's win in game number 2, you got 5 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, you know, to get that 10-6 win. So we'll see how this goes. All, you know, we're not done yet. I know it's down 5. If they can get into the bullpen of Transylvania, you know, get Patton out of there, then let's see what happens. Take our shots.
Another miss on the outside. 2 balls, no strikes. There's 2 outs in the inning. New pitcher for Rose-Hulman is Warren Goit. He's a 5'11" freshman. 3-0 the count. Going to wait on one coming down the middle, and he got it. 3-1 now. See if he can do something with Walter Monday. Gets the second strike right in there. Now it's a full count. Monday, who hit a 3-run shot previous time up. And, boy, that looked like a pretty good pitch. And he just held off on it and drew the walk. So a 2-out walk. Monday goes to first, and up comes number 27, Braden Becker, the shortstop for Transylvania.
Not very often you see a person home run in one at bat, and then get a full count walk their second at bat and not swing. You know what I'm saying? And usually,
oh yeah,
you're going to get a hack after you
home
run.
It's even more rare to see 2 fastballs close to the middle of the plate. He had a 3-1 fastball right down the middle and didn't take the cut either. 2 strikes into the count. Popped it up. Is it going to fall? And it does. And here comes.
It's a good read by Monday. Get off his
it
helmet
hit
or
him.
Back. Yeah. It's a great read by Monday. I don't know if he called his third base coach or if that was a self-read. But he did a great job. He saw the ball was going to land, took off, was able to get to third base as opposed to just getting the second. That's one of those things, getting the extra bases. Transylvania being very aggressive on the base pass, and here they are. Even though you have 2 outs, you have runners on second and third, but all that started with obviously the ball being contacted by Becker, but then Monday being aggressive on the base pass, getting the third.
Trent Paul, the batter, puts one into right field, and there's 2 runs that are going to score on this one. They're going to throw it in, but it's cut off, and 2-run score, and 9 runs are on the board for Transylvania, and all because, realistically, you look at it, all because these guys take extra bases.
Yep.
Probably would have scored 1 had they been able to hold them. Instead, with runners at second and third, that base hit brings in 2.
Yep, Walter Monday has got to give him a lot of credit. Give him lots of credit on what he did in the base pass, drawing that walk, getting third on that single, coming around to score there.
Curveball over the outside for strike 1.
And because Monday got to third, Becker was able to get to second.
Throws another one. There's a hit into right field, and Brown camps underneath that fly ball, picks it up, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. 2 runs score, and Transylvania lengthens their lead to 9-2. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at YorkAutomotive.com today.
You're #1 at York. It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
I'm Ryan Luce with State Farm in Clinton, Indiana.
We're here to help life go right for you and your family.
Our team takes pride in helping families in the Wabash Valley
with all of their insurance and financial needs.
We are here to make your claims process simple, like a good neighbor.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bottom of the 6th. Patton is still the pitcher. Up to 90 pitches right now into the ball game. Luke Patton has had enough control but enough wildness to keep Rose-Hulman off of the scoreboard. And it's really been one of those things where Rose-Hulman's had 2 base runners in every inning that they have not scored in. 2 base runners every inning, and they've not been able to plate runs in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And all of them with 1 out when they had the 2 runners. Players doubled up, ending double plays in 2 of the innings.
2 innings, 4th and 5th.
And when you do that, you're going to keep keep that run total low enough, you should be leading, and that's what's happened.
You know, I've got Patton for 6 walks or 6 free passes. I lump hit by pitches and walks together. I call them walks, but on my score sheet, it's just easier to lump them together.
Swing and a miss by Colton Brown. Count it 1-1. So it'll be Brown, Deckard, and Klein up for Rose-Hulman here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Whew.
Yeah, that
was close.
I think he framed that one. It was way low.
Yeah, I think he framed it well, but I think it was close enough. It was a good frame. It was close.
Two and one the count.
Yep. 2-1, you're thinking fastball. Nah, not today.
It's a slider.
Not with General Patton on the mound, let me tell you.
He just pitches him the entire time, and Rose-Hulman's offered enough times to keep the run count low.
And they
Pop
go
that
right
one.
Back to that outer third.
That was a nice pitch.
It was a great pitch. You have to swing at it. If you let it go, you're into the discretion of the umpire, hoping that it's outside enough. You got to offer at it. Here comes the off speed again.
2-2's the count. Inside, just about wore that one on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Patton's hit a couple guys too, so
he's not afraid to come inside.
Nope.
Not deterred at all. Good frame.
Outside, couldn't get it. Ball 4, and we have a base runner on board in the bottom of the 6th inning. Every inning, Rose-Hulman's had a runner on board with nobody out. Leadoff every time. Patton from Ashland, Kentucky, has been on the mound, and again, 6th inning. This is the inning that you really want to do some damage because, first of all, Patton's pitch count is getting up there into almost that 100 mark, and it will be here with about 2 more pitches. Rose-Hulman's been able to get to him, but not enough to score runs. They put runners on base every inning and just haven't been able to do it.
I'd be sitting on fastball if I'm Rose. The first fastball I get that's over the plate, you got to swing. Because when you get into that breaking ball part of his repertoire, once he gets a strike on you, you're in trouble. I mean, not a whole lot of great swings have come with 1 strike. He's mixing up his pitches well enough to keep you off balance. Just sit on that first fastball and let it rip.
Blake Deckard is the batter. 1-1 the count. Misses outside as well. He's trying to frame everything, and that's one of those things you don't want to do.
You just about your parents will tell you don't wear out your welcome, don't go to your buddy's house too much. It's kind of like for the pitcher, you don't want to frame everything. But at some point, it loses its effectiveness.
There's a strike in there and evens the count at 2-2. So again, Blake Deckard, runner at first, nobody out, and a swing and a miss, and he
just blew it by him. Just blew it by him. Rock and fire.
High heat.
Yeah.
Put it up towards that eye level. Change in the batting order. Number 33 into the order for Rose-Hulman. Ben Christensen. He's a first baseman from Auburn, Indiana. One out in the inning, runner at first. And they're going to hold that runner on. Christian waiting for that first pitch, and the first one's in there. And that's a really nice pitch. Glad he didn't swing at it because it would ground him right into his leg.
That's right. Sure would have. Then we'd have been up to our 3rd DH next time around, probably.
It hit him. He went inside too many times. Runner at first and second with one out. The catcher, Dreyer, took that one because it ricocheted off of Christensen into Dreyer. Dreyer got hit with it. And so they're going to go out and talk this one over. And don't be surprised if he makes the call to the pen at this point. He's over that 100 pitch mark. He does. And with that call to the pen, we'll take a break, and then we'll be back with more. You're watching Rose-Hulman Baseball on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom.
When I fill a prescription.
When I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress.
And the pitcher is Josh Furtado, a freshman from Union, Kentucky. He inherits a 7-run lead. And again, you have a freshman in the ball game, and we'll see if he can throw strikes in a consistent manner. Cold, blustery day here in Terre Haute. Every time we think everything's calmed down, all of a sudden we get a breeze, and everything through the press box goes flying.
It's definitely been that kind of day, and I guess in a few more days we'll be back up in the 70s, I think.
And then it goes back down as well.
Yeah,
they're forecasting, believe it or not, where I live, they're forecasting snow.
You can keep that, okay? Keep that up there where you are. Do not bring that around these parts.
That's on Monday. We're supposed to have some flurries in the morning. I'm thinking, ooh, that'll be fun. Gotta love those.
If I see that, I'm calling you and say, curse you, Herb King. Letting that weather drift down southward.
Next weekend, they're calling for rain on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It'll be another busy weekend for us here at the Sports Network next weekend, won't it?
Yes. And accordingly, we're in that place. We live in Indiana, so all those forecasts mean absolutely nothing.
That's right.
Furtado comes in relief. He inherits a 7-run lead, and we're going to see what's going on.
So you're saying the weatherman is not a prophet, is what you're saying?
I'm saying that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see.
Peter
Rogers, the shortstop, steps into the batter's box. He's got a runner at second base and a runner at first base with one out. And this seems like we've been here before, and we have. Every single inning. Pops that one up, and it's a high pop fly. And
wow.
Almost
that was an adventure.
And that's an adventure because now the wind is blowing straight out. If you would get this one going, it just keeps going. You notice the shortstop thought he had it.
Yeah.
And then 20 yards later, he's right back in left field trying to make the play.
But once you've called, like we saw yesterday, once you've called, you got to commit. You have to stay on that. So just a good job by Becker to stay on it and make that play. And that was a tough one.
2 outs in the inning. And we'll see what's going on. Over the outside corner.
What do you know? Hitting corners.
We're in the bottom of the 6th. 9-2. Transylvania over Rose-Hulman. Runners on first and second now with 2 outs. Nice pitch, got it in there, but fouled off. Nice job that time by Colyard Rodak. second baseman. Holds a swing, and they say no, he did not go. And I thought that was a pitch he was going to drive at a certain point.
I did too. That's why I was like, oh boy. Let it fly, big boy. Let it fly.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. And he fouls another one off.
It's always interesting, with the, first batter or two to a new pitcher, with a new pitcher, trying to see what kind of diet you're going to get.
Yeah. Swing. He's got a ground ball up the middle. Double clutch, and he got him.
Yeah.
Out number 3, and a Rose-Hulman again with 2 runners on and 1 out. Does not plate any runs, and they find themselves behind 9-2 with Transylvania coming to bat in the top of the 7th. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
Your all-pro running back Jonathan Taylor here for York Automotive. Looking for an all-pro deal on your next car, truck, or SUV? York is my #1 pick. With over 600 vehicles in stock, York has the largest selection to meet your needs. We're talking new, pre-owned, and commercial vehicles. Take it from one all-pro to another, York has your best deal.
Shop online at yorkautomotive.com and we'll show you why we're not #1, you are.
We're not #1.
You are!
You're #1 at York.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, we're really doing this, aren't we? The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
we're really doing this.
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Warren Goik, the pitcher, the freshman from Ottawa Hills, Ohio, is on the mound in his second inning here. We'll see what happens. 2 runs given up by Rose-Hulman in the top of the 6th. They had 7 runs between the 5th and 6th, or excuse me, between the 3rd and 4th inning. They scored 7. And the 2 runs they scored this last inning were basically really good base running. And tell you what, Transylvania's just made an effort. Every time something happens, it seems like they've had the opportunity to score. And Rose-Hulman's had 2 runners on and 1 out in every inning. They did not score.
Yep.
Double plays ending a couple of those innings, and they are just able. Transylvania is just able to get somebody out in certain
Good
spots. Bunt down the middle, picked up by the catcher,
Nope.
and a safe play. That's a nice bunt. It just died in the long grass.
You want to get it away from the catcher to where he has to take 5, 6, 7 steps to get there, but you don't want to push it to the pitcher. You get that thing in the air and just let it check up, just like Herb's 65-yard pitch shots from right off the green. And Paul did his job, and especially on this wet grass. You're not going to get that roll on this wet grass. It's going to get the check there. Kind of thick, wet grass that I don't know if it's Bermuda or what kind of grass we got here.
Henry Mitchum at bat, swing and a miss on that one. Schubert on with a bunt to start out for Transylvania. It is an odd one to have your 3rd hitter in the order bunt to get on. That usually doesn't happen.
What is the run rule situation in baseball? I'm forgetting. Is it 8? Oh, we're moving.
And they're going to get a double play.
Finally.
Popped it right back and right back at you. A nice play for Rose-Hulman, and Warren Goik picks up the line shot, doubles off the runner at first. There are 2 outs in the inning.
Finally, something good. You know, a kind of a break falls our way with the double play as Schubert was off with the pitch, trying to make something happen. They're trying to manufacture another run here.
Swing and a miss on first pitch for strike 1. Austin Taylor, the batter for Transylvania, puts that one deep. It could be out of here. He hammers it at the wall, and a nice catch out there as, again, Blake Deckard runs that one down, and there are 3 up, 3 down for one of the first times in this one. And Rose-Hulman will come to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. They trail 9-2. We'll see more on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman gets out of an inning with a double play to start and a fly ball on a deep one, by the way, to end that inning. 9-2 is our score. Transylvania with the lead as we approach the bottom of the 7th. I want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: Great Dane, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Luce State Farm Insurance, Mossy Oak, Serve Pro, and York Automotive. For Rose-Hulman, up number 8, Andy Krajecki, the outfielder, playing center field in this afternoon's ball game from Hampshire, Illinois. Takes that one high for ball 1.
Luke Patton went 5 1/3, gave up 2 runs. I think one of them was earned. I had him for 8 walks and 7 strikeouts, and I enjoyed watching Patton on the mound deliver some goods. He has nice movement with his off-speed pitches, located his fastball very well, but was wild enough to keep that pitch count pretty higher than probably it should have been.
Well, and the other thing, Rose-Hulman had opportunities to score on him every inning. They just didn't get any hits to do things. And they didn't manufacture any runs either.
No.
Had those opportunities. Josh Furtado comes in relief, inherits a 7-run lead, and did a nice job the first time he was in to pitch.
But the Engineers draw a walk. We've got them just where we want them, right? 5 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th yesterday for that 10-6 win. They're going to need a little bit more to not have to bat in the 9th today. But, late inning charges were the name of the game yesterday. Both teams in the latter third getting the majority of their runs, the winning team, that is.
And Dalton Busboom, the catcher, up to bat for Rose-Hulman. Furtado throws back over to first base. 1 strike in the count. Nobody out. And again, the leadoff runner for Rose-Hulman is on. They've just not been able to push any runs through. Line shot into right field. There's your base hit. They're going to have runners at first and second with nobody out. And we've seen that before in this one. Again, 2 base runners from the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth inning have been on for Rose-Hulman, but no runs have scored.
And he's playing a little position baseball as not able to get Busboom over Krajewski over to third base.
Mark Cernak now the batter for Rose-Hulman. Takes that curveball in there for a strike. I'm going to say it's a slider. It's not a curve, folks. It doesn't dive as much, but that had a pretty good break on it. Outside and a wild pitch, and the runners are going to advance. So runners at second and third with nobody out. Bottom of the seventh, and Cernak at the plate.
And here we go. Okay, this is where the fun starts, right? Depending on what you want to look at. Is this an opportunity for Rose-Hulman to score multiple runs? Or if you're trans, you say, hey, we've gotten out of these jams all day long. Let's just do it again. So second and third, nobody out for the Engineers.
Again, the score is 9-2. Swing and a miss by Cernak.
Healthy cut there. Looking at it, got a soft fastball. Tried to jump on it.
And again, several of those runs that have been scored by Transylvania. Rose-Hulman with 4 errors on the afternoon. Transy with 1. Curveball on the inside. That's a nice pitch and an out. Cernak just watched that one, bent him at the knees, and out number 1's recorded on a strikeout looking. Connor O'Connell now steps up to the plate. Has another chance to drive in some runs. Strike.
That's the one.
Right down the middle.
I'm first fastball, I'm hacking. I'm not letting a fastball at this point in the game when you're getting a steady diet of all-speed pitches that have befuddled you all day. Down 7, I'm letting it rip.
Ground ball to the third baseman. They're going to try to cut him at home, and they get him. Out number 2.
Wow. What a play there by Taylor to range toward the bag, throw across his body, a strike, home plate, and then Dreyer the slap tag. That was a fantastic play. Really the only play he had, because I don't think he could have gotten the runner at first. No. Just too much speed, too much hard of a play. So the closest bag is home. You go home, take your shot, a bang, bang play. It's just a great play all around there by Transylvania.
Colton Brown now up to bat for Rose-Hulman. 2 outs in the inning. Runners at first and second. And a ball to the outside, and runners will hold their position. That's one of those you're not going to really stretch as much because the outs right now are as important as anything else, so you're not going to try to overtake bases.
Yeah, and you got Busboom at second base. It's going to be a tough one for him to get down to third base. Wasn't quite far enough from Dreyer.
Misses on that one low. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, and again, runners at first and second. And it's been a tough day for Rose-Hulman scoring runs. They just haven't scored them. They've had opportunity after opportunity every single inning and not being able to come up with a clutch hit at any time. 2, that was a great pitch in there and a curveball. And again, that's the one he recorded the strikeout on 2 batters ago. Furtado from the stretch. Foul ball out of play.
Yeah, Furtado saying something in his glove there. I don't know if he was happy with the location of that pitch. Probably caught a little bit more of the plate than he really wanted it to. Now you got that situation where, do you sit on the fastball? Do you expect the curve?
2-2 on the count. Don't be surprised you see this breaking ball come over the outside.
Just like
and he
that.
did.
Yep.
Just wasn't able to get the batter to miss. In this case, a nice job of hitting that time.
just mixing up those pitches really well.
Colton Brown able to step in there and get a piece of it.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Brown see something inside here.
A lot of room in the infield.
Yep.
And a swing and a miss. They got him.
Mm-hmm.
And that will end the inning. And again, two runners on base for Rose-Hulman, this time with nobody out. They couldn't advance anybody, and that's happened in the 2nd through 7th inning. As we'll go to the top of the 8th, Rose-Hulman trails 9-2.
There is a greatness inside of you, a passion, a strength, a determination. So embrace it. Embrace the greatness that you bring to everything you do. Embrace the idea that you can do work that makes an impact, work that keeps the country moving forward and our economy strong. Because not everyone has what you have. And that's exactly what connects you to all of us at Great Dane. There's greatness inside of you. Are you ready to embrace it?
Grace Clinic Health Professional. Affordable, compassionate, comprehensive healthcare for the whole family. In Terre Haute and Greencastle.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Warren Goik is up again, back in pitching. This will be his 3rd inning. He's done a pretty decent job. They got to him in the 6th inning for 2 runs, but that was off a pretty good base running and by the player that's up to bat for Transylvania right now. You're looking at Walter Monday, who drew a walk, and then because of his base running, allowed another runner to end up behind him with a single with advance on the throw, runners at 2nd and 3rd, and then a timely base hit, and they scored 2 on him. And that's lined out. And nice job by Colyard Rodak to catch that one, and 1 out as, again, Rose-Hulman find themselves trailing, and they desperately need to get some runs. We'll see what happens the next time up. But Transylvania's done a nice job at just plating runs when you didn't think they had a chance to do that. Fly ball, out number 2. And camping underneath that one, Colton Brown.
Quickly, 2 outs.
So as Becker flies out to right field, Walter Monday steps up, and I'm sorry I hit the wrong one on that one, but we had Monday now at bat, and that was Manning who flew out to right field. Monday at the plate, he pops one up, and it's should be a can of corn here for the shortstop. It does a nice job in catching the ball, and they're out of the inning with 3 quick outs. Peter Rogers camped underneath that one. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-2 Transylvania when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At ServPro, we offer cleaning services, including the removal of biohazard containments. We have the specialized training and products to get your property back to business. We are here to help get your business back to normal. ServPro in the Wabash Valley, here to help.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
I'm All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor for York Automotive. York is my #1 pick for your next car, truck, or SUV. Shop from over 600 vehicles at yorkautomotive.com today.
You're number 1 at York.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome back to Artnet Field on the campus of Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. It's 9-2 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. And Rose-Hulman will see if they can score runs. They did in the first inning, and then from then on, they've been shut down with some unique plays, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Transylvania has just found themselves getting Rose-Hulman out in ways which you're like, how can this happen anymore?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that movie Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Remember that when you come up and everything looks the same, and it happens the same way every day.
It just keeps happening.
Just keeps happening.
You keep reliving it.
And it does look like we have some precipitation. We had a bunch of it last evening and a lot this morning, and the field was tarped and ready to go. In this case, right now, we're starting to get some rain. First pitch, in there for a strike. It's not super wet yet. As you can see, the pitcher, when he steps back, is still, there's still some dust coming out when he's running out back on the mound. Foul ball for strike two. For Rose-Hulman, the batter is Blake Deckard. He's 9th in the order. Rose-Hulman has had the lead off. Rose-Hulman's had the lead off in every inning.
They have. Yeah.
Every inning. From the 2nd through the 7th, Rose-Hulman has not scored, and they've had the leadoff runner on, and they've actually had 2 runners on base in the 2nd through the 7th inning without any run production. Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Light precipitation right now, still coming down. You can see some of the umbrellas out on the outside. Didn't get that one. Should be 2-2, and it is. Get a new baseball. Bottom of the 8th inning, and I don't know how he missed that one. That looked pretty close to being in there. Now a 3-2 count. So 3-2, nobody out. Ground ball up the middle and scooped up, and he's going to be safe as the ball gets by and into an out-of-bounds area. And again, the leadoff runner in the 8th is on base.
Tough play by Becker there to range towards second base bag when it's kind of slippery. Ball goes slippery, precipitation. Have to glove that thing and then throw over, make a good throw, just a little bit low there. And it's going to be another error, it looks like.
So the second error of the ball game for Transylvania. They've scored 9 runs on 9 hits. Rose-Hulman has 2 runs on 5 hits. But important for Rose-Hulman, they've committed 4 errors, and all of those errors led to runs in the 3rd and 4th inning.
Ooh, a little stumble coming off the mound there for Tato, it looked like. Yesterday, oh, wow. I get distracted very easily. I look to the stands on my right, and a young lady has a wrap, and it's from Buc-ee's. You ever been to a Buc-ee's?
Yes.
I love that place. I mean, this is fantastic.
I walked in and walked out.
Man, that place is wild, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to get back on the road again. Plus, if I let my wife shop there, I know that's not going to happen.
If it's a gas station with shopping carts, you know you're in trouble.
9-2 is our score. 1 strike on the count. Deckard, or excuse me, it's Christensen at bat. Ben Christensen, 6'2" senior from Auburn, Indiana. We'll see if Ben can do something with this one. Runner at second due to the throwing error. Inside, he's going to wear that one again.
Wow, it just grazed him. You know, just
that's almost where you're making sure that you have the baggy pants on.
Yeah, that's right. Man, I don't even know. I was actually going to say something, but then I saw the Bucky's, thing, and I just lost my whole thought process. I really don't know what I was going to say.
I could say the word squirrel, but it's not a squirrel. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
But that brings a whole new meaning to what we're looking at. We do have some precipitation. It's coming down a lot harder.
Yeah.
And again, Rose-Hulman has 2 runners on, bottom of the 8th inning. They've had 2 runners on from the 2nd through the 8th inning now. This time with nobody out. Most of the time with 1 out or fewer. Camping out for that outside pitch. We'll see if he hits his zone. Ooh. And a failed bunt. 2 strikes now into the count. As Peter Rogers, a shortstop, has the opportunity to do some damage here in the inning for Rose-Hulman. Kolyard, Rodak, and Krajecki are the next 2 batters for Rose-Hulman, and that's the meat of the order. We'll see if Rogers can get himself on base, either loaded or knock a run in. Foul ball. Took a good cut at that one. As the rain eases just a little bit. Still very wet. We're glad we are able to get this ball game in this afternoon. Move the starting time back to 1 o'clock instead of noon. Fouls that one back as well.
Yeah, you kind of move away from some rain on the front end. You run into some rain on the back end. We knew you had a window, try to squeeze this game in. The radar was such that around that 3 o'clock hour, we're going to get some more precipitation, and the radar was true to form, and here we are.
Shot, potential double play, but the
job.
runners made it back in time, so that line out will give us out number 1 in the inning.
Good job by Decker to know that we're probably not going to get over Becker's glove, and got back to the bag, not get doubled off.
And it brings up Coulter Kolyard Rodak, the junior from Lafayette, Colorado. And I'm hoping I'm saying that right, because in Indiana it's Lafayette, and I don't think that's the way it's called out there.
Probably not.
And you can ask me if I've been to Lafayette, Colorado, and I haven't.
Okay.
And I don't know where that is.
Okay. Not as well versed on the state of Colorado, huh?
No.
Okay.
Have some friends out there, but I haven't done the visit thing yet.
A friend of mine is planning to move out there pretty soon.
1 out in the inning. Runners at first and second. Kolyard or Rodak takes that one.
But I think Tony Harper has
he has relatives.
Family out.
Yes, he does.
Out there, so.
Yep, grandkids out there.
Give us the lay of the land.
I know he can tell us about hockey because he's a hockey fan because his grandkids play hockey.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we want to thank our camera operators in Keenan Harper, Noah Gastineau, and Sebastian De La Rosa. Our video technician is Keith Lawson, and we are directed and produced by Tony Harper. Kolyard Rodak. Here's the pitch on the inside for a strike. It's 2-1. really a nice weekend that we've had as far as weather until today. So yesterday was nice. Friday here in Terre Haute was nice. He misses that one outside. It's 3-1.
You're underselling the weather that we had Friday and Saturday.
Well, again, where I was in the middle of a thunder shower, so.
Okay, all right. So
Friday
around here, it was marvelous.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, oh yeah.
3-1's a count, 1 out. Runners at first and second. And he gets a hold of that one. Is it foul?
Yep.
It is.
That's what I was hoping he would do on that first fastball he saw. That was right down the wheelhouse, it looked like. Just trying to just turn on that thing.
He did. He turned on it.
Fastball. Now, don't know if he can sit on a fastball. Let's see what Furtado gives him.
Furtado from the stretch. Inside, swing and a miss, and first base is occupied. That's an out, a strikeout. And that'll change the order, and here comes number 8. Andy Krajewski, the center fielder.
And just like that, we got 2 on with 2 outs. Trying to play the run here is just been tough sledding for the Engineers this afternoon.
And the sun, if you
How do you know?
look, the sun actually came out.
Yeah.
First time all day. We'll see how long that lasts, but
probably not long.
Won't take too many. 2 outs in the inning. Runners at first and second. Takes that one low and outside for ball 1. Krajewski waits that pitch, fouls it off. 1-1 the count. Folks, we're going to be on the air with more Rose-Hulman sports this week. Curveball, gets it on the inside, and they'll say it hit the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This Friday evening, it's Rose-Hulman Track and Field in the Invitational. We're going to start at about 4:30 p.m. We'll have that on the air for you most of the evening. There's a strike 3 as he got him looking. And with that, that will end the 8th inning. We'll move to the top of the 9th. The score 9-2. Transylvania in the lead, and we'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
There was a time when your local pharmacy defined your community. Before the days of long lines and drive-through national chains, pharmacists gave your health personal attention, and you always met with a familiar face. Back then, your questions were always answered, even when you forgot to ask. In Brazil, Indiana, that friendly local pharmacy has always been Lynn's Pharmacy since 1872. We are a modern pharmacy with the latest technology, still deliver that old-fashioned, friendly personal service today. Experience the tradition with your family at Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome back to Rose-Hulman. New pitcher for the Fighting Engineers. Skylar Wilcox will come in. He's a junior, 6 feet 3 inches tall, from Centennial, Colorado. And today is Skylar's birthday, so we want to wish him a happy birthday. I know his family's probably going to watch this one just because he gets a chance to get in the ball game. And here we are, top of the 9th. Again, new pitcher Skylar Wilcox. How was that?
It's good.
Got to make sure we get the birthday props out.
Absolutely.
Turns, as the rest of the booth here says, turns 21 today.
Oh, okay.
So congratulations to him.
Mm-hmm.
That means he'll probably have to study for a test.
Right.
Especially here at Rose-Hulman. That would not surprise me. Would it surprise you?
No.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
At all.
He's going to turn 21, and what are you going to do after the game? I'm going to go back and study for the next exam that I have. Make sure that I'm caught up with what's going on.
Yep.
For Transylvania, number 27 up to bat, and that's Braden Becker. And again, Transylvania scoring 4 in the third, 3 in the fourth. It pops this one up, and it's out of play. And 2 in the sixth to pick up 9 runs. Rose-Hulman scored their 2 in the first inning and has had opportunities with 2 runners on and 1 or fewer outs in every single inning. Skyler gets him to offer on that one. Fly ball. It did a pop fly, and Cortland Rodak with the catch at second base is in shallow center field for out number 1.
You know, you mentioned the 3 innings in which the Pioneers scored. You know, the weird thing about that is, of course, baseball's such a funny game. 9 runs scored in those 3 innings. In the other 5, 1, 2, 5, 7, and 8, they went down in order.
But if you remember, if you look at this one, without the errors, it'd be 3-2 right now.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm just saying, it's so odd to see 9 runs scored, spread over 3 different innings. The other 5, you go down in order. So it's, one of those funny things you see in sports just don't often add up.
Skyler Wilcox, when he comes from the side there, is going to give people problems when you see it, because you're just not seeing the ball come out in a normal fashion for him, and he's causing some issues.
Especially righties and standing at, you mentioned 6'2", 6'3", he's a tall young man. Uh-oh.
Got a big one. Deep drive. It's towards the wall, and it's out.
Okay, well.
Another home run. We talked about seeing it. He saw that one all the way, and for Transylvania, they put another run on the board to make it 10, and Trent Paul with the home run. And Transylvania's been on every time they needed something or every time they wanted something. They seem to be able to score. Paul with that single home run here in the top of the 9th. For Paul, that's his 4th home run in the season. One out in the inning. And the score now 10-2 in the ball game. Couple of home runs by Transylvania today as they've seen it well.
Yeah, they have, to the tune of 10 runs on 10 hits.
Bryce Dreyer is the batter for Transylvania. Ground ball right up the middle.
Ooh, good stretch.
And a nice play that time by Colyard Rodak, who throws him out at first base. 2 outs in the inning.
Boy, O'Connell, a great stretch to come down with that ball, keep his foot on the bag. That throw was a little bit up the line. It's a great job by Connor O'Connell.
Calvin Schubert up for Transylvania. 2 outs. Again, 1 run is scored on a home run by Trent Paul. Ground ball. They'll get it up to Rogers, and Peter Rogers throws him out for out number 3. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. One more chance for Rose-Hulman to see if they can plate runs and make this competitive here towards the end. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Art Neff Field, where Transylvania leads by 8 runs going into the bottom of the 9th. And again, Rose-Hulman's had opportunities in every inning to score. They've had runners at 2 base runners in every inning. From the 2nd inning on, it has not been able to plate runs. For Rose-Hulman, up to bat, number 24, Dalton Busboom. The catcher, he took one on the elbow the last time up.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Was hit by a pitch. And after a couple minutes of rubbing that thing out, it was able to get one.
Transylvania scored 27 runs this series. 27 runs this series for a team that bats around 273 as far as their batting average on the season. That's a tough one.
Busboom takes that one outside. 2-1 now the count. Seen some big explosion for runs in these 3 ball games for both these teams.
Yeah.
You have 4 or 5 runs in an inning, and that's not been uncommon at all.
It has not.
And on the other hand, 3 up, 3 down hasn't been uncommon either. Curveball in the dirt, ball 4, and Busboom will hustle down to first base. Mark Cernak should be the next batter.
Next up for the Engineers, the pinch hitter, number 9, Caleb.
Pinch hitter number 9, Caleb Frakes, freshman from Middletown and Pendleton Heights, in the ball game, as he's going to get a chance to bat in Cernak's spot. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, go up there hacking. That's right.
Frakes, an infielder. Is his trade. He pops one up over towards first base. And camping underneath it is the first baseman, Manning. He'll haul that one in for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th.
Next up for the Engineers, the first baseman,
Number 35. Connor O'Connell will step up. Again, a freshman. He's a big fella, 6'4". Playing some good baseball this year. Outside, it'll be a wild pitch, and hustling over is Busboom. You're going to say that's a pass ball?
Well, it's the 9th inning. I'm not going to bother. That's what I said in my mind. I started to disagree, and I was like, it's the 9th inning. Just let it go. But I think Dreyer needed to come up with that.
Well, with his stance as a catcher, he was down. He can't do that.
I didn't say scoot over and block it.
No.
I said I think he should have come up with that.
Yeah. 10-2 is our score. We're in the bottom of the 9th. There's 1 out. 1 runner on for Rose-Hulman. Strike in there for a count of 2-1. Misses that one. It's 3-1 now as O'Connell has a chance to really deal with something here with a 3-1 count. Strike two. It took it over the outside corner. And Josh Furtado has been able to put the ball into play, the freshman pitcher in relief for Transylvania. Nice hit over by O'Connell. They're going to hold the runner at third base. And runners on first and third with one out here in the bottom of the ninth.
Just for good measure, huh?
Just for good measure.
Hey.
One out and two runners on, and we've had that, like I said, in every single inning in the ball game. Rose-Hulman has had two runners on with one out. The problem is from inning second to 8, Rose-Hulman has not scored. As double play balls have abounded for Transylvania, they've been able to do the job defensively with some really odd plays. There's a foul ball as Colton Brown, the right fielder, up to bat for Rose-Hulman. Seven hits now for Rose-Hulman in the ballgame and only plated 2 runs. Check swing. And what more could you ask for Transylvania than a line out, throw them out, double play to end the ball game with 1 out. And Rose-Hulman will go down in defeat today, 10-2. Again, for Transylvania, they had 10 runs on 10 hits. They had 2 errors in the ball game, but those errors didn't amount to anything as far as runs. For Rose-Hulman, they had 2 runs on 7 hits, 4 errors. And of those 4 errors, they really caused 6 runs to be plated for Transylvania in a 10-2 loss this afternoon. And field conditions were well above average considering the type of weather that we had. Both these teams played well, and Rose-Hulman wins 1 game out of the 3 against Transylvania. They'll fall in their record and literally tie Transylvania because Transylvania has won 2 ball games against Rose in this series. Will actually fall right behind Transylvania. Big ball games come up for Rose-Hulman as they will take on the conference leader in Franklin here very shortly, and we'll wish the Fighting Engineers good luck. We will be back on the air this Friday with Rose-Hulman Track and Field on senior night. Well, that meet will start at 4:30, and then Saturday, April 22nd, that's this next Saturday, it'll be Bluffton at Rose-Hulman in a softball doubleheader, and it's also senior day. That will start at 1 p.m. We're happy you had a chance to join us here this afternoon on Indiana Sports Network, and for all our production crew as well as my partner Walter Gordon, I'm Herb King, and we'll say so long until we see you this next week in Rose-Hulman Athletics on Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching HCAC Baseball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network. This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.